Hi, this is digital presentation about quality teaching models, and I'm Yongxin Yu. First, I'm going to talk about what I'm going to discuss today. First, I will give introduction about what is quality teaching model and its purpose. And then I will discuss why quality teaching model is critical for middle years teachers and what it can bring to middle years teachers. And then I will share some links to middle years signature practice. And then the last part will be the reference list. So first part, quality teaching model. What is quality teaching model? For the aim of it, actually is a guide to assist schools, teachers, and leaders when they are implementing their pedagogies in classroom. So it's focused more on the classroom practice. It supports teachers' professional learning and professional dialogue, as it offers some strategies to improve students' engagement and improve students' learning outcomes. So it also guides teachers to reflect and analyze as well. For example, we can use coding sheet to reflect on how specific strategies fix in our classroom. Does it really improve our students' engagement? Does it really create a more meaningful learning experience for them? So it also could be a good guide for our lesson plan and help us to redesign our learning activities, because it offers some detailed suggestions about how to apply the strategies into our classroom and what type of activities is appropriate and effective. So in this page, I'm going to talk about quality teaching model more specific. It includes 3 dimensions and 18 elements in total. For the first one, intellectual quality. So what is intellectual quality? Actually, it refers to the pedagogy focused on producing deep understanding of important concepts, skills, and ideas. This pedagogy treats knowledge as something that requires active construction and requires students engage in deep knowledge, deep understanding, and high-order thinking. The second one is quality learning environment. It refers to a pedagogy that creates classrooms that the students can learn effectively and the teachers can work productively. So how to achieve their goals? It suggests teachers to set a clear, explicit quality criteria for students to refer to. It also suggests teachers to set higher expectations rather than low expectations, so that they can set challenging goals for students and improve their engagement as well. And the quality teaching environment could be achieved by teachers offering some social support and giving some scaffolding to help students to get the direction. The third one is significance. So significance is referred to the pedagogy that helps students make learning more meaningful and important to them. To achieve that, teachers should explore more about students' background knowledge and their cultural knowledge as well. They should connect the learning content with students' life. For example, what they're interested about and their communities and so on. So the next part will be coding scale and coding sheet. The coding scale is to provide the basis for professional reflection. So each element is broken down into 5 codes with some description. It draws upon observable aspects and refers to the lessons. For the coding sheet is to record the scores for each element according to our classroom observations and our classroom reviews. So the next question is why 3 dimensions of quality teaching models are critical for middle years teachers. So middle years is actually a critical period for teenagers to develop fundamental disciplines, and there's also a period when they experience great changes in their physical, cognitive, mental aspects. However, it's also a time when students are at greatest risk of disengagement, according to Donut. So that could probably due to the absence of high-quality pedagogy, which remains a challenge for middle years education. For quality teaching models, it offers a detailed guideline for middle years teachers to better engage their students and improve their learning outcomes in relation to classroom practice. So quality teaching model actually provide high quality pedagogy to help middle years teachers to improve their middle years education. So quality teaching model is designed to ensure tasks and the classroom activities that are meaningful and deep for the students, which help to create more meaningful learning experience for the students. Also, quality teaching model elements for each dimension has solid empirical and theoretical base, which offers specific teaching techniques as well, rather than just a rough concepts that we can use in our classroom. So in this way, we can say that quality teaching model is applicable across subjects, key learning areas, and years of schoolings, as it got general characteristics of pedagogy. So as a conclusion, quality teaching model is really realistic and widely applicable as a classroom guideline for middle years teachers to improve their professional reflection and classroom practice. So here I will give a specific example I take from the quality teaching model dimension. For the elements connectedness, high connectedness founded when learning has values and meaning. So the suggestion is to let teachers to make students explore the link between their context and with the significant concept. So when they are learning a new concept, they should consider their context as well. The next suggestion is to link learning and encourage discussion about current issues in their local community. So the students can connect with their own community or their culture so that they will be more engaged in the discussion as well. For the background knowledge, teachers are suggested to identify and acknowledge background knowledge of students by assessing their prior knowledge. So knowing what they have learned before so that the teacher can set a more appropriate challenging goal for the student in the future. The second one is to identify and acknowledge out of school knowledge by communicating with students, families, and knowing their interests and their communities so that it will engage the student more better. So according to Catherine, middle year students are diverse in their abilities, genders, cultures, linguistics. So the differentiation is needed to meet those diverse needs and create a meaningful learning. So how to achieve the meaningful learning and how to apply the differentiation in your classroom, that's what quality teaching model has offered to the middle years teachers. So the next question is the connection between quality teaching model and middle years signature practice. So what is middle years signature practice? Actually, that's some strategies to enable quality learning for engagement and success for middle years learners. Actually have some similar parts with quality teaching models and also got some difference as well. For the middle years signature practice, it includes some contents such as clear philosophy relevant to the context, high order thinking strategies, authentic and reflective assessment with high expectations, and the curriculum should be negotiating relevant and challenge, cooperating learning and collaborative teaching, and so on. So you can find the similar elements or the dimension in quality teaching learning, quality teaching model as well. For example, for the context, it said that we should relevant to the context, so you can find that in the significance dimensions. Also, for the high order thinking strategies, we can find that in quality teaching model about first dimension, intellectual quality, the elements of high order thinking. And for the negotiate, relevant and challenging curriculum, we can understand that it's focused on the background knowledge, cultural knowledge, to know and to connect the student's life to the learning content. For the challenge part is for the high expectation in quality teaching model. So it got similar purpose so the quality teaching pedagogies helps to improve students' engagement and to create meaningful learning experience. That's their similar purpose of these two strategies. However, quality teaching models offers more specific guide for classroom practice, professional reflection, and with detailed suggestions, the coding scale and the notes for each element. So it offers some applicable and specific guide for the middle years signature practice to achieve its goals. Also, quality teaching model provides lens to evaluate the quality of signature practice. So it can reflect on current practice. Does the signature practice fix well in the classroom? Is that how to improve that? So it offers lens to evaluate that kind of stuff. Quality teaching model displays potential ways to achieve necessary professional learning and thus improve pedagogical practice. So that could be a possible way to improve middle years signature practice as well. So we will give some detailed example as well. We take the high order thinking strategy from the middle years signature practice. So how to strengthen students' high order thinking strategies? We can know from the quality teaching model. So that's the intellectual quality elements, high order thinking. For the coding scale, is that the purple part. To what extent are students regularly engaged in thinking that requires them to organize, reorganize, apply, analyze, and evaluate knowledge and information? So that's the coding scale for to what extent they have strengthened their high order thinking skills. It also gives some specific suggestions. First is to pose questions with multiple answers and ask them to justify their response from a variety of resources. So we can see the example below for the kindergarten task. The first task is, "Dear Mom, I love you," from the child's name. So the answer is the only one. You just write down your name. You don't need to think too much about it. However, the second one is, "Dear Mom, I love you because blah blah blah." So you need to consider the reason why you love your mom. So here, the high order thinking skills occurs. So that's the same examples of how we pose questions with lots of possibilities. Another suggestion is to provide opportunities to construct meaning from information by classifying, summarizing, inferring, comparing, or explaining the context. So we can use that specific suggestions and skills to strengthen students' high order thinking skills. Also, we have another examples. So in middle years signature practice is that the teacher should set authentic and reflective assessment with high expectations. But how to achieve that goal? How to do that? The quality teaching model told us that for the quality to build a quality teaching learning environment, we should set high expectation, reflect on ourselves, and challenging our own expectation. And we should set explicit quality criteria through a clear criteria that explicitly display the quality of the required word. So we can start from the brainstorming in the whole class. What should we have for this task? And then divide with the formal assessment rubric, so the student can refer to that. So that's the detailed ways how to achieve and how to build a quality learning environment. And that's what the middle year signature practice lack of. So that's the